I watched two of the best sides in the KNTFL, Lucindale against Mundulla. The Lucindale Roos last week beat the previously undefeated Kingston with a best on-ground performance from Will Gould. Gould has returned home to Lucindale after previously playing for the Sydney Swans and winning premierships with Glenelg. But you can never really write off Mundulla. In fact, every time I've watched the Tigers play, they've won. Lucindale looked good early. Their full forward is only about 6 foot, but Ryan Kemp has played VFL and Waffle, and he's leading the league goal kicking. Both sides had a few players out, but Mundulla still had Darcy King. You got to give credit to Mundulla. They produce good local players. If you're unaware, they're basically another team of Bordertown. They're Bordertown's main rival. Then you throw in great players from elsewhere like Jacob Pedler and Nathan Studham. It makes for a very strong side. Number 12 Studham is fresh off representing SA country. With the pace that Studham plays at, he has to be the most exciting player in the KNT. At halftime, Mundulla were 5 goals up, and it makes sense the way they were defending the footy. Going into the second half, it didn't really change. Mundulla were quicker and used the footy better. The Cowrie Narracourt Tatiara has been a little bit like the AFL this year. The top 5 has been set for a while, but we're just waiting to see what order it will land in. Will Gould was using his strength to get Lucindale back in the game, but it just wasn't happening. There was 3 Goulds playing for Lucindale. Sometimes there's 4, but Ruckman Henry was out, one of their key players. On three-quarter time, it became a bit harder for Lucindale to come back. Jake McGrice, one of the long-time stars of the KNT, had a shot which we thought fell a bit short. A great effort from Lucindale to spoil it on the line, but the umpires were in the right position and they called it a goal. A pretty close call. Some of the locals weren't happy, but it didn't really matter in the end. Jacob Pedler added to his tally and ended up with 5 goals in a best on-ground performance. Ryan Kemp showed his class for Lucindale in the last quarter. He gave up this goal and then kicked another for himself. Kemp was a premiership player for the Horsham Demons in the Wimmera League before playing in the state leagues. Despite the loss, I still expect Kemp to have a good impact on finals. In the end, it was a blowout to Mundulla. They won by 61 points and jumped up the ladder. I wonder if these teams will play again in finals.